YTBC, what's the deal? So, in every era, there are fights that we want to see that never happen. And that's every era, every weight class, doesn't matter what decade. But one fight, man, that I used to always wish, I just wish this fight would have happened, even in the 90s. Now, late 70s would have been great, but just even in the 90s, I would have took this fight from 91 to 95, anywhere in between 91 and 95. This would have been a good fight, in my opinion. Old guy fight, man, and I'm a fan of the old guy fights, and these guys, even in the 90s, were still formidable opponents, in my opinion. We're talking Big George Foreman and Larry Holmes. So my question to the YTBC is, between 1991 and 1995, who do you think would have won the fight between Larry Holmes and George Foreman? Now, between 91 and 95, Foreman, I don't have everything in front of me, but I know Foreman, some of his good fights against formidable opposition: Holyfield, Tommy Morrison, Michael Moore, Alex Stewart, Axel Schultz, Holmes, Oliver McCall, Evander Holyfield, Ray Mercer. I can't remember everybody, but I know those were three of his tougher opponents during that little stretch. But man, both these guys were born in the same year. The records are damn near similar. Foreman finished his career 76 wins with 5 losses, 68 damn knockouts. Larry Holmes, 69 wins with 6 losses, 44 knockouts. Both these guys only got stopped once. Foreman by Ali and Holmes by Mike Tyson. So what do you guys think would have happened? Now, again, this isn't the, Foreman of the, mid to late 70s. And this is not the Larry Holmes of the late 70s, early 90s, or early 80s, sorry. Not the same, I know Holmes in his heyday was coming in at about 212, 211, somewhere around there. Around this time, between 91 and 95, he was like between 235 pounds, 240 pounds, a lot slower, a lot more economical with his punch output. Big George, we know at his best, he was like, 225, 220. Around this time, between 91 and 95, he was pushing damn near 260. Probably 255-ish, somewhere in there. So, two totally different fighters from their heydays, but damn, man, this is just, and another fight that I wanted was Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas rematch. That's another fight where it's like, how in the hell did that fight didn't happen? You know what I mean? But this is a fight that I wanted, man. Foreman versus Holmes in the 90s, between 91 and 95. If I had to pick somebody to win this fight, man. First, let me say my favorite 5 fighters of all time. Both of these guys are in my top 5 for my personal favorites, along with Ali, Holyfield, and Mike Tyson. But if I had to pick a winner between these two in that time frame, I'm gonna have to go Larry Holmes, man. And both of these dudes could take beatings. I mean, these dudes were taking poundings, and I don't mean that just like they were getting beat from pillar to post. They were fighting back in these fights, but Foreman after fights, man, would just have a pumpkin face sometimes after some of these fights. Holmes, I remember the Mercer fight. He was inviting Mercer to come on, come on, waving him in when Holmes was against the ropes, and he just elected to go to the ropes and let Ray Mercer just, bang away on him on the ropes. And he was out fighting Mercer. You know what I mean? It was incredible watching this old dude just limited at this stage of his career, just out fighting these dudes, man. Holyfield, he put up a good fight with Holyfield. Foreman put up a good fight with Holyfield. And Holyfield wanted to fight you. You know what I mean? And both of these guys put up good fights. And I know at that time frame back then, you listen to the fights now or read old magazines from back in the day, a lot of people were giving Holyfield shit for fighting Foreman and Holmes, and he couldn't knock out these old geezers, but then when you look at it in hindsight now, it's like, yeah, could nobody really knock them motherfuckers out. Foreman only got stopped by Ali, and Holmes only got stopped by a prime Mike Tyson. So yeah, it's no discredit to Evander for not being able to knock these guys out, but in that time frame back then, people were looking at it like, oh, you can't even beat these old guys. How in the hell are you going to beat Bo and Tyson and Lewis, so on and so forth. But no matter how much tape I watch, man, no matter how much I go over their fights between 91 and 95, and I'm forgetting a lot of their fights. I'm just talking about the most notable fights that I can remember. I just think Larry Holmes beat Foreman. I think Foreman had a tendency sometime to be inactive and just go defense, just go on the defensive, just like the Michael Moore fight till he waited to the right opportunity and he landed that right hand. But he will go on the defense a little bit too much. Even in the Morrison fight, he did it a little bit. I mean, he could just take shots. I mean, fuck, Foreman can just take shots, man. He had a chin on him, man. So did Holmes, but Holmes will let his hands go a little bit more. I think he would just outwork Big George. I think he would win a split decision. I say it'd be something like 115, 113, 116, 112. Then maybe the other judge might have it 115, 113, Foreman. You know, something like maybe a split decision, but I see Holmes winning this fight between 91 and 95. Interesting fight, man. I probably would say Holmes would beat Foreman even in the 70s, probably. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure. But this would have been a good old guy fight in the 90s. I would have loved watching this fight back then. You know what I'm saying? But who do you guys think would have won this fight though between 91 and 1995 between Big George Foreman and Larry Holmes? I'm going Larry Holmes by decision. I think there would have been some highlight moments in this fight. I think they would have scrapped. You know what I mean? I think there would have been some wrestling going on. It probably would have looked a little bit sloppy. But I don't know, man. I couldn't imagine Holmes sitting on the ropes and just inviting Foreman to come on and hit me. I know Ali did it. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Maybe Larry Holmes would have outfought Big George like he fought Mercer. Because Mercer had more of a motor on him during that time than I thought Foreman did. But Foreman was very economical with his punches, and I don't know, man. I think Holmes would have got the victory. Kind of hard to pick this one, but I'm gonna go with Holmes between 91 and 95 by split decision. Curious to hear you guys' opinion about this, mythical matchup. But you guys tell me what you think. YTBC. I'm out.